gentlemen. Hi. I missed you guys. I really did. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to Calls from Beyond, your favorite. I gotta move, apparently. I can't move anymore. This mic's fully extended.
Ah.
I can't move anymore.
I'll move for you.
It's okay. But, hi, everybody. What if I do this? What if I just keep moving to this side? No, not me. Let me move back. Oh, you're going to do it the hard way. Yay! Woo! Dubs for George. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Yes, so Noah and Mr. Fresh, unfortunately, are not able to be here tonight. They are dealing with some things pertaining to their family, and we wish them all the best. And I know they miss you guys, and we miss them as well.
Yes.
They should be back next week. But yeah, you know, so you gotta do what you gotta do for family.
Facts.
At the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's the truth. You gotta ride or die.
Gotta ride or die. But you know, George and I will hold you down.
Facts. We're here for it.
There was a lot of birthdays.
Yeah,
George and I were just talking about that. We're getting the show ready. There's a lot of. Let us know right now in the chat. Was your birthday this month in February?
Tell us.
My birthday isn't until October.
Okay.
George, you're what? July?
July. I'm a July birthday.
Danette, when are you?
November.
Dang, she gets to sit in the big chair. She's not even gonna.
November.
Oh, she made her appearance. She made her
Oh
appearance.
shit!
All right, that's enough.
All right.
But I'm so happy to see everybody. Welcome back to Calls from Beyond. If this is your first time watching, this is a live call-in show where you, the audience, get to tell us your stories. We're gonna open up the phone lines here in a minute. And yeah, it's been a hectic week. We're one step closer. I would say the studio is fully functioning here, but we're getting it going.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one step at a time. The process of building out a studio it takes time, especially when you want to do it the right way. And that's what we're doing. And sometimes it's not about how quick you get to the end goal. Sometimes it's about the journey. And I think we're in the journey phase right now. Are we in a journey phase?
We are in a journey phase.
Don't stop believing?
Don't stop believing. I love Journey.
You didn't like that? Okay.
Dang, I'm sorry guys about the ads. I'm not manually putting them in or anything. We can't do that. But I did start a super chat goal. So last week you may have remembered George freestyled on camera. So if we reach that goal again, I have the rig ready to go in the other room. I'll play guitar live on stream.
Yeah, a little
guitar stream.
We do have everything set up. So
yes.
Like it regardless as if it happens or not, I think this one will go up for the members. Just because we have it set up.
Yeah, we might have to do a little something. Katrina, so at the moment we're not going to continue the Thursday show at the moment. It just kind of wasn't
You got to build the foundation.
Yeah. Like we're trying to make sure that this show is as good as it can be and make sure we give it the full attention before we start doing too many shows. I mean, in a perfect world, I'm going to be completely honest with you. We're doing this show 5 nights a week. In a perfect world. That's like the ultimate goal years from now is like, this is going to be, yeah.
This is a show that you're going to be able to tell people, I called in before anybody called it. Yeah. Like, that's the group that we're cultivating right now.
Yeah, you guys are the founders right now.
Ground zero of this, man.
You guys are the founders. You should be proud of yourselves. But we appreciate you guys a ton. Yeah, so a couple of, we'll get the announcements out of the way now. So if you're not already following Black Cauldron, what are we doing? If you're not already following Truly Bizarre, please go follow that. Also, Mari, if you could please link it, give her a sec. There's a 30-second delay from when I'm saying this, but I do have a personal YouTube channel where I do kind of like vlogs and more videos geared towards my profession, which is post-production, videography, editing, all that. So please go ahead and subscribe to my channel on there. I've been kind of slowly releasing updates about this place and kind of what's been happening. And Christy, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of changes coming. More will be announced later in the future. But yeah, a lot of things in life, a lot of things happening. And yeah.
I mean, that's just the beauty of life. There's so many birthdays, and I'm like going back through the chat right now, Austin, and I'm struggling to keep up with the amount. I'm like, okay. Whose birthday was it? Whose birthday was it? Are you finding it? Are you able to go all the way back up to the top? I'm struggling here. But I'm just fired up, dude. Because if it's your birthday and you're tuning into us, that's how you're a real one.
Yeah.
You're a real one, and you had to come in. And I'm going to be honest. Smart move. You knew everybody in the chat was going to send you a happy birthday. It feels good.
Katrina, I appreciate that. You're a real one for that.
That's fam.
Katrina said, look, I was just telling people at work today about this show. They looked at me funny. Let them look at you funny, because then in a few years, they're going to be like, yo, you were right. And you're going to be like, I know I was right.
Looking at you funny. Looking at you like
Yolanda, I appreciate you saying
a
that.
bit.
like the thumbnail a little bit.
What's up?
In the valley in Oregon, Alexandria, that's terrifying. I'm sorry. Tornado warning.
Yeesh.
I hope you're staying safe out there.
Yeah, no, that's no joke. Tornadoes.
Yeah.
In Oregon?
Yeah.
Lots of trees. Yeesh. But anyways.
Alexandria, weather. So it was super cold like 2 weeks ago, and now I'm wearing a short sleeve. But I can be yadded up now. Ah! Yadded. All yadded up.
He's going for the full sleeve. Austin, what is the next tattoo for you?
I don't know, because I don't know. I still haven't gotten my kids' initial, like, because this is Christian's initials and birth date, so I want to get Rowan's initials and birth date.
Got it.
Okay. I have one on my knee too, so that was the latest. That was a big one. My knee tat. That was a big one.
Take off your pants.
Take off my pants. Yeah, on YouTube. Who cares? And on Twitch. Which, by the way, go follow us on Twitch. We're there. Go follow us on TikTok. We're live there as well.
So
Darkness, you have snow. I'm jealous. We're in Vegas. We don't have snow.
Whoa.
We get snow like once every up in the mountains. Like,
bro, you can't say that to a person. You're like bragging about being in a short sleeve shirt right now.
But
and you're like, oh, snow. I would love to have snow.
I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I'm in a short sleeve. I'm just saying I can be yadded up now. But
yeah,
I love the cold.
What you're bragging about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it does look good, Austin. I can't lie. I mean, whenever I see you with the tattoos and in the short sleeve, it's a good vibe.
And then when I play guitar with the tats, whoo.
Uh-oh. Hey, listen, relax.
Inuyasha, that's a dope tattoo.
Danette will report this shit back. All right, so.
Okay.
Whatever. Okay. Seriously, does not even matter.
Yeah, and then you know what she's gonna say to me when I go home? You think I was feeling you?
Oh my god. That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, maybe. I did say when we had Bizarre Junkies, there was a whale joke for a little while there, because you guys are not you guys, but the people that I had were idiots, even though I love all of them. But they thought I was afraid of whales. So I said, like, if I technically made it past. I said if we made it to 5,000 subs before, I think, May of last year, which I left that studio, so we didn't even continue the show. But I said I would go live stream me getting a whale tattoo.
Oh my god. Was I not there for a lot? I don't think I was.
No, because that was when we were in crisis mode.
Ah.
That was when I was doing lives daily.
Yeah, I know. I was like, hey. We're going down
and now we're here.
And then up at Simple Equations Media.
Yeah, shout out Simple Equations Media. Thank you for being our new home.
Bro, it's low-key weird, this split screen, because just because I'm wearing a Bucky's hoodie, you're wearing a Chargers hoodie. I just think it looks like we're giving them pub. Like publicity.
I love the Chargers.
Okay.
Please just play fucking good for once.
What if they demonetize the video for that? Could they?
I will personally go to Dean Spanos' house.
Okay. You'll take care of it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. He's got it.
In Minecraft, FBI agent listening.
So, we are a call-in show, as you guys saw, like in the split screen. So the number is down below. Call that number. Follow those instructions. We already have one caller in the queue. And when the callers start filling up, we will take our first couple of callers. Callers, whenever you call in, you will hit *6 to unmute yourself when we say the last 4 digits of your number. That signifies that it's your turn. Fun fact, and this is just, I can't believe that I'm even saying this, but if you wanted to listen to it real time, you could always just call into the phone lines, and then, hey, if we pick you, you tell your story, and
yeah,
because
there's probably like a 2-second delay there as opposed to YouTube. There's like
correct.
a 30-second delay.
Correct. So, I mean, that's just a little insider baseball there. But
Baseball.
Call in to the number down below, and yeah.
Don't forget our super chat goal. If you're just now joining us, last week George freestyled on camera. It was glorious.
It was hot.
He did some Boston, or not Boston, some London drill.
Yep.
But we have a whole guitar rig ready in the other room, and so if we hit the super chat goal tonight, I will go play guitar. But if you're a member, we're gonna maybe, I'm wondering, George, maybe like when we end the stream, maybe we could just do a live for the members for like 10 minutes of just.
I like that.
Like a live Q&A for members. So if we don't hit that, you can just become a member, and then members, once a month, you get to use a free skip the line for being a member. But you have to, in the chat, let us know that you're going to do that, and then put the last 4 of your phone number, and then we will count that as your one for the month. But for being a member, that is a special perk that you get. But yeah, so how's everybody's week going so far? It's the end. It's last week of February.
Yes.
George is gonna go do something pretty cool this weekend.
I know. Can I tell them the air I've been making? I feel like such a bad friend, Austin.
Oh. Okay,
like
so I'll preface it.
Oh.
I'm moving out. I'm moving into my own apartment on Saturday, the 1st.
Go.
So George was like, "I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you move."
I've been telling him this since the day he told me he's moving out.
George and I hop on the phone yesterday,
and I'm like, just like I am on the thumbnail, where I'm like, and I'm like, Austin, you're not gonna believe this. February has 28 days, and you move out on the 1st, and I'm gonna be in Arkansas from February 28th till
February 30th.
Till February. Yeah, in my head, I was like, February 30th. I'm out, and then not realizing. What? And now let's start the fucking debate. What makes February so fucking special to be slightly off kilter?
Well, here's what I want to know.
It could be any month.
How come I have to pay full rent when I'm not even getting a full month?
Austin, great point. I don't feel that way about the work that I do. You're still going to pay me full for that. But but for rent?
Yeah, absolutely. But rent.
Cut it.
I'm paying you for my time in there.
Cut it.
Nobody gets that reference except George.
Well, people said they liked the cut it when we cut the stream last time. So I think we could start normalizing cut it.
Can we just rip that sound effect from their stream?
I think so. So I've been telling him that I'm going to help him move, and then knowing, by the way, every single time that I told him I was going to help him move, the trip was already booked, and like I just kept unknowingly digging myself into a hole in which I'm like saying, hey, I'm going to get these people to come in and help out and everything. And now I've left Austin out to dry, and I feel terrible.
It's okay.
Is it though? Is it?
Yeah. I mean, you had a thing planned with your brother.
I know, but what I did is just like terrible.
It would be different if you were like, yeah, I'll help you move. And then you're like, actually, I just booked this trip just now. I'm going to go to Arkansas. See ya.
You're right.
But it's also your family. So like I couldn't.
Very true.
But what are you going to do this weekend though? Because I think it's going to be low-key exciting.
So right now, everybody who's watching this video, please go to the title of the video, click on pin and pull, and subscribe to.
Mari has been sharing it.
Sharing it too. Excellent. So this weekend, I'm going to be filming with my brother a remake of your favorite television show from growing up, The Cash Cab. So we are going to be giving drunk college students rides home from the bar for free, with a chance of winning money, also with a chance of being left on the side of the road, which it's cold in Arkansas right now. So like we got to find, we're going to figure something out.
Are your parents going?
No.
Oh, I think
Cameron's following in a rental car.
I was going to say, is Cameron going? Because I was going to say, maybe you could just have her.
But I just think it's kind of like, bro, you lost. Like, I don't know. Yeah, so it's gonna be amazing. You're gonna want to check this out. So subscribe to that. The video will be out mid-March. So definitely keep your eyes
Yeah,
peeled.
that's about how long it'll take for me to move everything. So
Well, no, I'll be back by then. And
I'm just
we'll get
saying
the
that
job
to make
done.
George feel bad.
That's so funny.
Uh,
Yep. Nope. That's my bad friend story from
is what it is.
the week. But I also was in Portland.
Yeah, that
so
was cool.
If you live in Portland or in the northwestern area, let us
Pacific
know.
Northwest.
Pacific Northwestern area. I can't say that.
PNW, baby.
Pacific Northwest.
They say it, not me. I'm just saying.
Thank you for correcting me, because
They might
that
jump
does
you
sound
next time
better.
you go back.
And I thought Portland was exactly what I expected. It was gloomy, and it was a little boys' trip for a jiu-jitsu
I did not
tournament.
go. I wish I could have gone, but
And you would have competed.
no. ADCC. Yeah,
I don't know.
You think Nick lost fast?
By the way, no. Just in case Nick's watching, he did not lose fast. He didn't get submitted.
He didn't. I would have gotten submitted.
Okay.
I would have been choked out so fast. Pause. Yeah. Alexandria's in Portland.
Oh, that's awesome. See, I got to start sending this out. Make sure you guys follow me on IG. So then that way, when you guys see the IG stories, because
Yeah, if I were to, dude, Nick's a blue belt.
yeah.
Like blue belt, I feel like. I could compete now. No, I couldn't. I'm kidding. I have to like condition for like a few more months. But like I could do like a white belt tournament and probably do pretty good.
Yeah. I mean,
Just wrestle, brother.
that's what I would do. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Brother, send Dagestan 2-3 years. Forget.
Forget. Yes, forget it. So anything? Oh, okay. Spooky story from earlier today.
Okay.
All right, so we're in this studio.
Oh yeah.
We're in this studio. All right, and I'm in the editing bay, which is like directly behind me, and Austin's sitting at like the reception desk, and he's talking to me, and all of a sudden I like look up, and there's a shadow, in a dark shadow, like I mean like as dark as night shadow goes right across his face. And like I like heard like a sound effect that went with it, and I literally stopped what I was saying to Austin, and I was like, "Whoa, bro! I don't know what just happened, but there was a shadow that just went
see it.
right across your face." And it took us a second. You know, you start to like piece everything together, and I'm pretty confident that it was a car. But if it wasn't a car that drove in front of the studio. That's pretty scary, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
I know,
I
but
didn't notice it because we're both editing. So like, and we're just chit chatting because George and I go way back. We're chit chatting, and he literally is like, he stops. He goes, "Dude, something just like a shadow just moved in front of you," and I was like, "What?" And here's the thing. He goes, "Did a car pass by?" And I was like, "I think so. I don't know. I'm not sure."
And
well, so Katrina's saying not a car. So this right here, Panda Danette, that black right here, behind her is a window. That's like an insulated window, and then all the front there is glass.
Yeah.
So it's easy for a reflection to appear on me because I'm sitting facing the window.
Yeah. But when I tell you, I mean, it took the breath away from me, where I was like,
George stopped in his tracks for like 10 seconds. He was like, "What?"
For me, and I'm a curious person, like I mean, I feel like I'm very in control of the paranormal, spooky, spiritual that occurs in every day-to-day life that, I work at home, okay? There's plenty of times at home when you're quiet and it's pretty spooky.
Also, who owns this studio?
Can we say, we've said.
Yeah, I mean, you could just
Move
over 2 feet.
Yeah.
Here, show your screen. Move over. No, other way. That poster right there. They'll know who that is.
Demon House.
That's the Flint, Michigan house that they demolished. Yeah. So
this studio, it definitely has it to it, but I mean, I think it's just part of like
There's energy.
Doesn't it feel though like it's a creative force, in a sense?
It has to be, because if you're in a
Like
studio,
it doesn't make me feel like I
don't feel unsettled here.
I
don't feel like nervous or like anything dark or anything like that. But Katrina, you're absolutely correct. Yeah, no, you can tell there's something here, especially when you're here enough. You can be like, oh, there's something here. We are working on. There is something here that I think. I mean, not I think. There is something here that is definitely that has an attachment. I don't want to say what it is, just out of privacy, but we're working on getting that taken back to its home. I think in Nebraska or Arkansas, one of those, maybe Oklahoma. But we're working on trying to get it back to its home. But I think it's because of that.
Yeah.
Like
But it's like I said, it's nothing that makes me feel like I can't create, and it's a creative space, and you can, if you're creative, you understand what I'm talking about. There's certain environments in which creativity is stomped, you know, like your senses are heightened, and you're not like, okay, I'm able just to think freely. Like I feel like I'm being watched in a bad sense. But here, you know, it's like, oh, it's here. You know, I also don't know if it's that or if I've now spent so much time around this area and this.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm a well-rounded guy. I spend a majority of my time in the sports world, but I'm spiritually tapped in every day for the last.
Ever since we started Bizarre Junkies, really.
Yeah, so we're talking over 3 years. That I've
Andre, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Zozo house here in Oklahoma, those on Ghost Adventures, 30 minutes from where I stay. That's crazy.
Whoa. Andre, you got to call in, see if you've been to there.
So just to preface, Ghost Adventures has nothing to do with Calls From Beyond, has nothing to do with me or Truly Bizarre. Jay is a friend of mine, and he's also kind of like a business partner now. But in terms of what Calls From Beyond does and what Ghost Adventures does and what Truly Bizarre does, none of it is linked. And Jay is just, he owns the space, but he has nothing to do with it. Just saying that so he doesn't get in trouble with Discovery, because I don't want him to get in trouble. He has nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Jay's super cool. He's been on the show. He was potentially going to come on tonight, but I know he's busy. But he wants to come on the show again, and I know you guys really liked calling in and telling your stories to him. So yeah.
I mean, it's we got 2 callers on the.
Honestly, I mean, we still haven't had any super chats come in through the goal, so it's looking like we're going to do a members only stream after the stream for the guitar playing.
Yeah, no, I mean, guys, come on now. If you haven't seen the reel of Austin shredding, go to Instagram, check it out. It's on Calls From Beyond. It's on your personal.
It's on personal. It's on Truly Bizarre. It's
so
on YouTube.
On YouTube.
I think it's on YouTube.
You guys can find this, okay? Austin shreds. And if Austin shreds, what happens every time you shred, Austin? What do I do every time you shred? Pretty much.
What do you do? I don't know. What were you setting me up for?
I might spit a couple of hot bars,
George might
dude.
freestyle over it.
I might spit bars. I just might. But, I mean, that'll be for the live members afterwards. So, I really liked what we did last time, where we've been collecting the artifacts from the chat and the show to kind of like help formulate the vibe. But Austin's a savant when it comes to the
so
guitar
let me preface with, growing up, I picked up the guitar at 9, and 6 months later I took private lessons, like one-on-one private guitar lessons. I took private lessons until I was 19 years old. It's 10 years of private lessons. On top of that, I was also in guitar class in middle school, and then I did jazz band in high school. I became jazz band president in high school, and then I was even going to go to UNLV here for jazz studies. I was going to get my I was going to be like George. I was going to try to get my bachelor's, start teaching, and then I wanted to get a doctorate and then teach university. That was my goal.
Yeah, man.
And then kind of a band I was in at the time was cool. We almost got signed. Toured a couple of times, played a lot of big shows. Like one of the biggest ones we played, y'all know Tenacious D?
I do.
So Kyle Gass, the other member, he has his own solo project. So we got to open for him a lot. He was a really cool dude. really nice. Played a bunch of other festivals with a bunch of huge bands. Maybe I can post the poster of one of them.
Right.
Yeah,
but we got to.
Yeah, but yeah, and then I was playing constantly, and like that. Okay, so I not to toot my own horn, but I'm very rusty. That video that I posted, that was the first day that week that I picked up a guitar, and I haven't picked up a guitar since that day. I haven't picked up a guitar since that day.
Yeah,
because all my guitars are here.
It's like one of those situations, ladies and gentlemen, where it's like, did this man sell his soul to play this goddamn good?
Undiagnosed autism, and we already got a super chat. Thank you, Christy.
Yeah, that's why I hit the chime.
Oh, okay.
Christy wants to see the shredding.
Kimberly, it's all good. You being here is plenty of support. I appreciate you. Also, I don't want you guys to feel like you have to be obligated. I did the super chat goal just as something fun and entertaining to do for you guys. It is not required at all.
Yeah. No, I was just about to say too. It does not cost anything to call in.
It does not cost anything to call in. It does if you do want to skip the line,
for
which
sure.
Right now there's really nobody in. We're gonna start taking calls in a few minutes. I promise we will. But you guys being here is all the support we can ask for. The ads do run, and that helps us keep the lights on here.
Yeah, that's just that's the live stream world.
Yep.
But also, if you also just want to listen to us like on podcast day after Spotify, it's there. So go
and
back
there are a good amount of you who watch us on Spotify. I mean, we're within the first week we're already at 100 downloads usually.
Mm-hmm.
So we appreciate you guys. So if you want more calls, because we're also not re-uploading, the lives will still be up, but the more condensed without the like 10-minute intros and all that. If you want to listen to us while you're at work or something like that, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, listen to us there.
Austin.
I also upload my old interviews there from the Bizarre Junkies days, but we remove any mention of Bizarre Junkies.
We try our best. I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
All right. You've heard a lot of spooky things in this line of work. I need a Mount Rushmore. So top 4 spookiest things you've heard on a show.
On this show or encountered?
Encountered since you've started like the truly bizarre and like you really dialed in on
the first one was the full body apparition that I saw at Pioneer. The first time I ever did a investigation. That one was crazy.
Nuts. You got 3 more.
I would just say for the gravity of the situation, talking to Christian, that was a huge one. Trying to think. Oh, creepy. I think just downward creepy is the lady who like solved her own like cold case. Remember she called in, she was like, I think I was abducted.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was a roller coaster of a ride.
Yep.
How many more do I need?
One more.
One more? There's a lot because you guys bring the heat. Oh, the one we recently had, the Alcatraz tour guided by like a ghost.
Yeah.
Bro, what? You're going to get all the heat though. Like they're going to show you the good spots. Like, I shaked 15 men behind this alleyway.
Yeah, dude. That's gnarly. Yeah, I remember that phone call vividly. It was like our last show at the old studio.
It was one of the last.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it was another one where it was just you and me.
Yep. Okay. All right. That was.
What about you, George?
Okay, I was gonna say.
You guys in chat, let us know from this show. What's the creepiest moment you guys have heard or we've talked about or anything like that? What still plays in your mind from the show? I'm curious to see. But while you guys are putting that in, George, tell us.
Okay.
I can tell George's. One of them is when we first got the IR cameras.
Oh well, I mean, I can't put that on.
Yeah, because I think you finally understood.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck was, because we were at our old studio. We're in Studio B. The lights are off completely. I'm actually recording a Bizarre Junkies episode at the time in the front studio, so I'm not even there. But him, Travis, and Chase, who were other employees there, were testing the cameras. And like it's in the beginning of the first Pioneer Saloon one, where George is like, "This is gonna be terrifying."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll say this because that definitely helped highlight a couple of the moments for me. So it was, two of them were on hunts.
Okay, so yeah, I'm curious now.
So first one was when we were at the Pioneer Saloon and we I had propped up the camera that caught a really pivotal shot in the whole story. So if you go back and you watch that one at Pioneer Saloon, I'm setting this camera just as like a still shot because it's like the one thing that I always remember seeing like from Ghost Adventures and
Ghost Hunters and
Ghost Hunter. Yeah, it's like it's something that you have to just sit there patiently and just watch back, right? So I set it up for roughly 35 minutes, and I really, after that, I had to go back, and I'm sitting outside, and I'm watching on the IR camera the playback of it, and you're so attentive because you want to capture something, right? Yep. You want to see something, you want to feel something, and then when you see, in this case, it was an orb that, like, yeah. I've seen a lot of people that are naysayers on orbs, but this one in a room where there's nothing happening, for it to illuminate the way it did in the path that it took.
Well, because earlier I don't show it because it's not important, but like 5 minutes before that, you see what it looks like when a car drives by. Mm-hmm. To think that was a car.
Correct. Yeah. So trust me, you're sitting there and you're watching this back and you're like, all right, this is different. This is definitely different than everything else. And so there's that. There was the step on the first ghost hunt that was really spooky. And then
the step.
That
started it. Yeah. Where I ask if they're in the back room and then you just hear like.
For sure. That like got that. Me. Man, there's the story a couple of weeks back, and this is definitely, you guys are going to call out recency bias, but like it's true. There's thousands of calls that we've had over time, and it's tough for me to like rack my brain. There was a young lady that called in a couple of weeks ago and talked about her brother who passed away, and she saw her brother sitting on the edge of the bed.
Oh yeah,
it was an emotional call, and that one like got me. That was a tearjerker. Spend time with family, like that's key. But I gotta really. I'm gonna go back into the archives.
I'm gonna be completely honest.
Matt Montague talking about how a dude methed out was eating his mother's liver.
That's just unsettling.
I know, and I should have gave you guys like a warning or a heads up, but I'm engineering that. I wanted to vomit.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
That was actually when Bizarre Junkies first went viral.
It's terrible.
Was that episode?
Yeah. But man, I'm ready to make a spooky moment, Austin. Yep. I'm ready to have one.
Samaj Lee says Denise is feeling low today. Vibes to Denise. If you can shout her out. Denise, feel better.
Denise.
It gets better. I promise. Feel better. Shout out to Denise.
Denise, make sure water, sun, oxygen.
Not this.
Water, sun, oxygen.
And people calling me out. This is the only time I have them. At home, I refill my my Stanley like 4 times a day.
Yep.
Okay? I'm trying to stay hydrated. Okay?
Austin.
Trying to eat better. Did not happen today, but we'll get them tomorrow.
What? I mean, yeah, that's just. I
got to get into shape. If sun's out, guns out, starting 6 months in advance. Like.
Correct, and that's what just a little bit of gym every day too. I didn't mention
I
need
to get back into jiu-jitsu. I was like super sick for the last week.
Walk.
Jiu-jitsu was crazy. When I started going back in December, I started slimming, but my weight kept going up. So I think what was happening is I was gaining all my muscle back. Because I was like slimming, but then I look at the scale. I'm like, why am I going up?
Yeah.
On a Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way the club works, my friend.
The club works like that.
That's just the way it goes.
All right, I think we are ready to start getting to calls. We got 9 super chats left, which, remember, not required. Just something we're working towards. If we don't hit the super chat goal, it's totally okay. We're gonna do a members only live stream right after this. I'm gonna hang out with you guys, play a little git fiddle. We'll play a little git fiddle. Yo, okay. So Jay, who owns the studio, we have a whole music room back there. So if you watch that clip that we posted last week, that's an entire music room. There's 2 drum sets. There's cabs and amps everywhere. There's synths everywhere. He hands me a guitar today. He goes, "This guitar was made in 1953," and I'm playing it. I'm like, "Oh my god!"
It sounded so good.
Well, because that's the thing is like, guitars now are made for mass production. Guitars back then were made because they were pieces of artwork. They were an heirloom. That's something you would pass on to a family member.
Something a cowboy would have.
I got my trusty git fiddle and my 6-shooter.
Cause I'm a cowboy.
Dude, I do have my gold revolver. Should I like come in one day and just have the gold revolver?
Oh, easy now. I mean, we don't want a Baldwin.
No,
did you see? Oh my goodness!
The show.
Okay, this is the last thing. I swear to God, we'll get to this call. The Trump impersonator, who's like famous on TikTok and everything. He's like a really like cringe guy. Went up to Alec Baldwin and was like asking him about the case and stuff. And I just felt so like I'm for edgy comedy 100%.
Yeah, but like it's still.
But when
fresh.
this dude's like in a like
legal battle, well, he got.
I think it's settled, correct?
He got acquitted.
What happened with this?
He got acquitted. I think. Yeah, he's
because they messed up something in the paperwork.
Yeah, the prosecutor messed up.
Yeah.
Dismissed his charges.
Yeah. So and then this dude's like
government misconduct was the allegation that got it dismissed.
Yeah.
From the DA or prosecutor, I guess.
True crime.
Which, by the way, if you want to hear more about that, I work on a show called Tangled Rights. They're a client of mine. They're 2 lawyers. It's a really cool show. Go check out Tangled Rights. They talk about legal stuff all the time. They just talked about the Gabby Petito case because that Netflix documentary just came out.
So good.
Yeah, they were talking about that. Was crazy. They were talking about that show. Yeah, if you're gonna talk, you gotta.
Meow.
Oh my god.
That show is so
All right.
good.
All right, let's get to some calls.
Let's go. The first caller that was in the room, last 4 digits, 7962. You're going to click *6 to unmute yourself. Last 4 digits, 7962. And then once you are in the room, we will greet you. You will greet us. And then we will have a conversation about the spook.
Katrina, the show is called Tangled Rights. Tangled Rights, like your right to vote.
Caller, you're in the room.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. I can. Hello.
Hello, what up, Internet cousins? It's Ivory from the chat. Black Ivory.
Black Ivory in the.
Oh my God.
We got
Bro.
the edgelord herself.
What a perfect person to have on.
Black Ivory. I just want you to know your comments. Send me.
Yeah, if we have a comedy award, which I do think we should do an award at the end of the year for our loyal listeners.
Yes.
I mean, Black Ivory, you would definitely be a nominee for funniest in the chat.
Because sometimes I have to put you in timeout.
I know, and you know what? I said I was gonna call in like for 2 weeks, and then I saw that Noah and Kelly Fresh wasn't in the room today. But I was like, I'm still gonna call in so people can see I'm just as ridiculous in person as I am in the show. Okay, so Martin Bars, you be putting me on timeout on purpose. It's earned. It's well earned. So,
I won't put you on timeout during the call. I promise.
Thank you. And I'm gonna try to make it as quick as I can because I can be long with it. But I know you got other calls in queue. But it's kind of layered. So
okay.
I was going to do kind of scary, but I was going to wait until, the full crew was there. But I feel like it's scary enough because, life consequences and repercussions just in general.
Mm-hmm.
So just to give a slight background, okay, when I was like in my early 30s, I had a friend who was married to a gentleman who was on his own little state lockdown, if you would say, okay? And she decided that, it had been too long. She was going to go to the sex party, but she didn't want to go alone. So I was like, okay, I'm going to play wingman, you know what I'm saying? So I go, and it's ridiculous. I don't want to name no names or nothing, but you know what I'm saying? They be like, no judgment or whatever. And I'm a big girl. My friend's a big girl. So we show up, expecting to be, feel some type of way. We had all the judgment because the people that was answering the door, we was like, oh my, like if I had male appendage, I would not proceed through with this. So, we started feeling a little more confident because we was like, okay, well, it's really all sizes up in this piece. So
Okay.
long story short, I was being a bit of a pick-me at the time, okay? And there was this guy that I was really just trying to, you know what I'm saying, make me mine. It was like, I'm gonna do whatever. Well, you want a threesome? Okay, well, I met this chick at this party, so, you know what I'm saying, we can make it happen. I purposely didn't do anything at the party because everything I was witnessing, I was like, you're not gonna say you saw me doing anything at this party. So but I was like,
There's gonna be no
behind closed doors,
receipts.
you know what I'm saying? Yes, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Because, when you start seeing people like, hey, I went to high school with you. Don't you work at the Royal Farm? Hey, no, you won't say.
Yeah.
You won't say you saw Black Ivory at this party acting crazy, okay? I was there, okay? But you can't say that you have receipts.
You were just checking out the vibes.
So, yeah, exactly. And being a good wing girl, you know what I'm saying? I was just trying to support, you know what I'm saying? It was free.
Right.
They had free drinks. They had wings. It was a win for me, okay?
Okay.
So
TFTI.
So fast forward, I'm telling this guy like, yeah, this girl, I met her at this party and we can go ahead and do whoop de whoop. And she was like, you know what I'm saying, just letting you know what I'm saying, I am straight, I'll be involved, but you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to perform no cunnilingus on you. I'm like, great, I feel the same way. You won't be getting it from me either, especially after what I saw at this party. But
y'all shook hands on it. Good to know.
Exactly. So I'll say I've kind of always been a person that's been like sensitive to stuff. So like when I was younger, I was born in Detroit, and my grandparents, I stayed at their house when I was younger, and there was this like figure that used to come. So like in addition to just seeing random stuff that other people may not have seen, I would always have like different dreams that would kind of be like, don't move like this in real life. So let's say like maybe the one night, maybe a week or 2 weeks before, you know what I'm saying, the shenanigans was about to happen, I had a dream that it was happening, and we was all there. Like it wasn't actively happening, but we was all there, and we was about to make it happen. And the chick that I had signed up as the third wheel, she had baby roaches coming out of her lady part.
What?
And then it was, you know what I'm saying? Yes, it was baby roaches in the dream. And you know how, you know what I'm saying, it's like 1 or 2 roaches, like, ew. But when it be like a cluster and you start like feeling like you want to itch.
Oh,
yeah.
Like you about to throw up. That's how the dream started coming. Okay, that's how it started. That's how they started, you know what I'm saying, marching out of that thing in the dream. So I was like, the way I woke up in a panic, like looking down at my own stuff, like, hey, my little roaches is okay. So I was like, you know what? After further consideration, I'm going to go ahead and just let you live your life. If you want to find someone to do that with, you're good. But that dream just let me know that I should not. Okay. So funny thing about that though, I did go to 2 different parties. One was at a hotel with the same friend, same like kind of group or whatever. Still didn't do nothing because again, it's a good idea if you're gonna go to these. I do recommend that if you've never gone to one, please go, because the experience and the visual is worth it. It's worth maybe some self-esteem boost. It's just worth maybe broaden your horizons.
They're all that small.
Things,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But
sorry. I had to pull a Black Ivory there.
But no, it's okay. I'm not mad at it. Please, I heard it. So I went to the second party that was in this like beautiful house. Okay, it was like a townhouse with a basement, and so they had like food and stuff on the first floor.
Was this in LA? Was a famous rapper hosting this?
No.
Okay. Just making sure.
Absolutely not. This was just some regular people. No, this was just some regular freaky people that took advantage.
My kind of people. Okay.
Pay $10 for a membership. Okay.
10. That's it. That was all that cost.
Yeah, thrills for the low. If you was a newbie or something like that, then you could join for free the first night and not only pay $10 the next night. And just because we were so cool the first night, I ended up getting the free wings and the drinks the second night. So I was like, win. Okay.
I feel.
Yeah.
Do they have like a players club card? Like you go like 10 times, the 11th times free, or?
I never got that many times.
Okay, that's fair.
They had a monthly membership, and they had like a chat on Facebook. They had a group on Facebook where you would, they would post like when the event was going to be, and people would reach out to tell you like the location and stuff like that. And if you were a member who was already, paying, I want to say like per month it was like $10 for women, maybe $20 for men, something like that, or $15 for men. And if you brought a newbie, that newbie could be free. But you know what I'm saying? They're trying to spread the love, literally and figuratively.
Right,
So,
right.
George would try to
when I
take me
went
to one of those, I'm
the
sure.
house party.
For the discounts.
For the discount, yeah. He would take me for the discount.
Right, so at least go to the one time for the free. It's free drink. Where else are you going to go? Outside of your house, it's free drinks. They got wings. They got food. They was offering condoms for people who was, you know what I'm saying, a little extra moist.
Yeah.
They had the pads that you put down, like for the dogs. Like they had those.
Puppy pads.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It was getting for real.
We'll just keep it real. Let's
But
squirt
I'm
pads.
telling you, well thought out, well prepared. They had rules. They had, like, you know what I'm saying, little people you could go to if you felt uncomfortable. You could tell on somebody, like,
Yeah, you had to have consent.
You know what I'm saying?
You had to have all that.
Yes, it was well thought out, but also not well thought out because of the drama that ensued.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I don't have enough time, but yes, but please, at least go to one if you can, especially if it's free. And the food was even better. They had a better spread at the house. I'm like, oh, okay, so this table, not you have more food to fit on the table. This was the best place to be. So I have a friend. I'm not gonna get no names, but I have a friend, a longtime friend, and she was in college. And I went to her house, and she just happened to go to college with this person that I went to middle school with. You know how people, you don't know people, but they look at me like, oh, you did go to such and such. Okay, cool. So I went to the house, and this was after I had went to her house and saw that he was there or whatever, because there was a study buddy or something like that, but then he was cool. And so he has a twin. I don't know which one was there, but because they look alike, it's not like I can tell this one apart. No, one of them was there at the party, okay? And so I see him, and he's being extra creepy. Like, if I'm near the wings, he near the wings. If I go outside, he came outside. When I went downstairs to see the festivities, to watch, you know what I'm saying, somebody in the throes of passion, okay? Because it was one show that was a show. Like, I would have subscribed. If it was the OnlyFans, I would have paid my $5 for that because they was getting it in, okay? She was gorgeous. He was athletic and flexible. Like, I was looking like this knee position. I would have never been able to do this without falling.
Wow.
So,
and you're seeing it live in the flesh.
Was it like a UFC fight where you're like, hey, I got $5 on the other one?
Listen, so deep in the show to the point where you know how you don't even notice nobody else there. I really felt like I was just home watching my own personal porno. And then you know how you get that feeling you being watched? I look up and it's yo again. I was like, well, let me get the fuck out of here.
He said, hey, you want to do your own show?
We can.
Right, and the answer was no. Okay, the answer was no. And if this was your way of, you know what I'm saying, petition, this was the wrong way to go about it with me, because I'm here for the free wings and the drinks. Okay, I'm here to get a buzz on and get fed and then go home. And
in the show, maybe a little dinner and a show.
Yeah. But
the
when
roaches.
I told my friend about him being at the party, she was dying laughing, because I don't know whether he had tried to like get with her or he had tried to talk to one of her friends or whatever, but she was like, yo, imagine if you had did something like it. I was like, no. So I recommend going, but I don't recommend participating. I just recommend, you know what I'm saying, broaden your horizons, get some free wings, get some free drinks.
Smart.
And have a story to tell later on, the call.
Yeah,
show,
usually they have an upside down pineapple.
No, there was no warning. There were no signs back then. Like, this was.
You think you're going to like an MLM marketing? I mean, like, I remember hearing about a guy went to he's like, yeah, we're gonna be at a party. Yeah, there's gonna be chicks and everything. He gets there, it's nothing but dudes, and they're all sitting like chairs facing a wall. And then he's like, all right, guys, we're gonna sell Cutco knives. Like, that's how I imagine you're probably like, am I walking into that meeting? And they're like, nah, we're taking our pants off.
So I have the roaches.
Yeah, we can't overpass that.
Have you had this dream since?
No, we can't. Oh, no, thank God I have not, because I have not ever considered or wanted to participate or anything else. I haven't, volunteered to participate in a threesome so that I would have any dreams like that. Like, that dream was so, again, you know how you're so scared when you wake up from a dream? Like, you need to calm down for a second because you think it's real. Like, again, the thought of somebody having roaches come out of their vagina was just traumatizing.
Yeah.
So whether I was partaking of it, whether it was coming out my own, just the fact that it could be something, you know what I'm saying? Like, some roaches crawling out of there, like, it was no way in hell I was even ever, like, if there was ever a person in the future that would have wanted it and it would have been a safe space, that dream killed it for them. So yeah, no, I never had that dream ever again. I did have still, disgusting dreams, but thank God, no roaches. I don't know, no orifices.
Yeah,
Thank you,
no,
Jesus.
that
I think
takes
the
cake.
moral of the story is,
Wow.
ladies, go see your doctor, please.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Wait a minute, ladies. Not only go see your doctor, but don't plan to have a threesome with somebody who you like see doing things that you like. I wouldn't do that with that.
Mari in the chat said you got possessed by Freak Bob.
Perhaps, but that dream was the exorcism that I needed to get my life together for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
So never again. No,
Well,
never again. I wish her the best. I hope she's still alive. I hope she's still, in the group, living her best life. But
Right.
I never saw her again in real person. In real life, nor in my dreams, and I am thankful for that. So yeah.
There we go.
Sounds like
There
you
we go.
dodged a bullet or 50 per roach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that we're pulled off YouTube for content, thank you for calling in though, Black Ivory. It's good to hear from you.
Yes.
Absolutely. You're very welcome. Thank you for having me in the chat. Thanks to all my internet cousins. Hello.
Internet
I'm gonna
cousin. That's a good
next
one.
week, and maybe it'll be something scary.
That was scary already.
That's pretty terrifying.
That was pretty terrifying.
And it was a great PSA.
Great PSA, great story too. I mean, you had us. It was a pretty good roller coaster. So thank you for calling in.
Thank you. All right, y'all have a good one. I will return to the chat now.
Thank you. You as well.
Alrighty.
I don't even know where to go after that.
That was a flamethrower of a phone call. Wow.
Mari said the roaches were just a new type of foreplay. Mari, I'm going to have to put the mod in timeout.
I mean.
Good Lord, Mari. You got Danette dying over here.
Wow. It was just funny. She's a great storyteller.
Oh, tremendous. It was
Like,
very...
because it was going like we were, wow.
Alexandria said she had to turn it down because she had her kids in the car, and this is what they listened to instead of music.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
Super sorry for our potty mouths.
But was that
kiddos.
not an interesting story, Alexandria?
You're welcome.
PSA.
Yeah. And that right there, I mean, I don't know if Noah or Mr. Fresh has been in the chat at all, but that story will be relayed to them.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to call her after this and be like, girl.
Black Ivory is everything. She's about that
The
action.
chat is not just, it's not for show.
She's about that action.
She's about that action.
That is great. That is so good. 55 people in chat right now. Make sure you guys like the video.
Please like it. I know if you're watching on mobile, it's the heart, but you got to scroll down where it says subscribe or join. There's a little thumbs up and a thumbs down. Please press that thumbs up for us. Helps the channel a lot. Make sure you share this with your friends who you think will want to watch this. If your kid has an iPad with YouTube, go to their account, subscribe. That's a trick we learned. George knows that reference.
Yep. Yeah, just go.
We're on
Go
our
to
way to 100,000. Make sure you take your kid's iPad.
Take your kid's iPad, click subscribe,
Click subscribe.
and then put it back on kids mode. We have one more caller.
We had to take off Netflix off my kid's iPad because he keeps watching scary movies, and he's not allowed to watch them. And it was so funny. He got caught, and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, Mom, no, as little boys." He started tweaking.
Bro, I thought you were about to say something like
No. And thankfully, nothing like that. But like he'll watch like it.
Okay.
And it'll give him nightmares. He's not allowed to watch that. And so she's caught him like 3 times now. So she had to delete Netflix. And he's like, "Mommy, I want to watch this movie." And she's like, "That's too bad. That's on Netflix. You can't watch it."
Yeah.
But it was like the first time it was in the car.
buddy.
It was in the car. I'm driving. And I hear, "Ah!" And I look in the rear view, and he's like trying to hide his iPad.
So what is he like? What movie specifically?
It.
Just it?
I think for the most part, I think it was it.
Okay.
Because he goes, "Spooky clown."
That's adorable. Yeah, it's just because the name Georgie's in the movie, I don't watch it. I
don't think I've
boycott it.
seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Go watch Nosferatu. It's the same person. Guy playing Pennywise is playing Nosferatu. Or I guess Count Orlok.
People, call in. Number at the bottom of the screen. Free to
Mari,
call
what's
in.
that supposed to mean? No, like mother, like son. I don't watch creepy movies, really. Yeah, I don't. I'm not the... Danette and I are babies.
Yeah.
I'll do ghost hunts, even though I've been getting the last. Oh, dude, I don't know what it was. 2 times ago, I was really scared at Pioneer. Stephen King the monkey. Okay. Black Ivory and Kale. I'm going to have to time both of you out. Y'all wildin'. Who do we got next, George?
Our next caller, last 4 digits, 5950. Star 6 to unmute yourself.
Darkness. You're messed up for that. Darkness said,
5950.
my kid was so scared of clowns, I got an it cake for my birthday to mess with her. That's like D1 hater right there. Alexandria, yeah, said my son does that at his dad's and then can't sleep because he's having nightmares. I told you not to watch the movies.
Caller, you are in the room.
Hi. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
So I don't know how I'm going to follow that call, though.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. But it's okay. We're gonna do it. We're gonna figure it out on this one.
Well, we're in it together at this point.
Well, I thought I had a good story, but then that one happened, and I was like, I can't follow a cockroach.
No,
coming
you
out of the tube.
have a good story. Don't let it scare you.
For sure.
We'll see. But all right. I started dating this terrible guy when I lived in my college town. And it was like red flag after red flag. But I still stayed with him. And he ended up being extremely abusive and terrible. And he had all these dark secrets that I didn't know about. And he became like super abusive and just like it went from like one day where he was fine and then the next day he was like punching me in the face. But he
Sorry to
ended
hear
up killing himself. And maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud on air. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
He ended up, doing the thing.
Right.
But he did it in a way that has followed me around for the rest of forever, and I feel like he has followed me around this whole time, and it just sucks. I've had like partners of mine say I see like a dark shadow hanging over you, like when you're sleeping, and whether they were like fucking with me or not, I don't know. But because I've also dated other abusive people afterwards, and I don't believe what they say necessarily. And, sometimes you put your trust in, you tell people things, and you shouldn't have necessarily told them. But who knows? But I know that he follows me around. I know he's definitely like this dark shadow that I have. I was the last person with him when he died. It's just a really terrible thing that I have that follows me around.
How long has this been going on?
About 6 years.
Okay. So this is more of like Noah's territory, but I would say, and you can go back to our videos with her, or you can go to her videos. But I know for sure she's gonna say cleanse.
I do, Austin.
Okay.
And I listen to her all the time. I do. I don't know. I think I need more than that. I think.
Have you?
I know
have
that
you
it's. I know it's Noah's territory.
Have you dabbled in psychedelics at all?
Absolutely.
Okay. Have you? And this is something that I've been wanting to test out myself. But I mean, your level of trauma matches those of people that go to war and see, and have to do like terrible things, and the level of trauma that you've seen kind of relates towards like ketamine therapy. And there's like spots in Arizona that I don't know if you have you done those? Have you
I have never done ketamine. I have done shrooms, and I've microdosed on shrooms in my own free like time, and have found that has been like extremely therapeutic to me. So I think that I would be a good contestant for something like that.
Right.
But I live in Florida.
Got it.
I haven't like gone out anywhere, ventured out. I should. I'm just like kind of afraid, honestly.
No, trust me. I based on everything you've said so far, it's kind of, yeah, it would be tough. And I know that whenever like there's a high level of trauma, I've been seeing a lot of things on the benefits of ketamine therapy. So I would just maybe look into that, because I know microdosing is one thing. I've taken mushrooms, I've taken acid. Definitely helps with putting everything into perspective into your life. But I also think that this is not something that you could do alone. I think this is something.
I don't think so either.
What was that?
I agree with you. I think you're 100% right.
And yeah, you need just like, to call it a shaman is, that sounds like tribal, but I think it's like, it's doctors at this point.
No,
like this is stuff that's
it would be so nice
mm-hmm.
if I could. I would in a heartbeat, if I knew what to do, if I knew who to call.
Mm-hmm. Here, can you send an email to callsfrombeyond@gmail.com? I do know of, just so I have your contact info. Actually, if you wouldn't mind, I can just like shoot you a text since I have your phone number here.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, I could shoot you a couple of links, and that, I mean, that's literally what you've gone through. That's the only, I feel, next like step.
Yeah. And then also like just something maybe else, like, and maybe you have, but have you like tried legitimate like regular therapy? Like, I'm not saying they're going to help with like.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I do regular therapy every week, if not every other week. My therapist actually just had like, not to put her like business out there, but she had like a huge surgery like on her brain recently.
Wow. Okay.
And so I haven't really like had her for a few weeks, but that's okay. Like, I don't want a different therapist. I really love her.
Yeah, if your therapist is working, yeah, I mean, like, I know how you feel, because I started a new therapist last year, and he, like, I love him. He's great. But I just think, like, I don't think therapy's a fix-all, but I think it's a good, like, especially, like, what you're going through, like, it's a good support system.
I do, and I have been. Yeah, no, I have been. I've been going to therapy for about a year now.
Okay.
And she also specializes in PTSD, and she is a war veteran, and she's just like a really cool lady.
Well, that's good then.
She has 4 kids. Yeah, and she has also been through like an abusive relationship herself. So
gotcha.
She's like the perfect therapist for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't gotten to talk to her a lot lately, and I really miss her.
Yeah. Well, we're glad that you can, talk to us today for sure. Like, just to.
Yeah, I know it sometimes helps just kind of talking it out. And I wish I had more help for you, but definitely I know George will get in touch with you. I know he probably has some resources. Yeah, and definitely reach out to Noah at theblackcauldron@gmail.com and just let her know, like, hey, what would you recommend I do in this? And I'm sure she'll be able to help as well.
Yeah, and it's not only like, I don't know, it's just his negative energy hanging around.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's and so I'm assuming.
And I think that's what's lingering, and I know that Noah would understand what I'm saying.
I mean, I totally get I understand like what you're saying in terms of like the energy is lingering, because I've seen it before with other people. I'm just not well versed in like what exactly to do about it, but I totally understand what you're saying though, in terms of like a looming energy, especially because of like, like the stone tape theory, which is what I believe in, which is where when there's such a negative high release of energy, it kind of coats the walls. And so if you were there to experience that, it can kind of attach to you for sure. And so I think
That's
finding the right
absolutely
person,
what happened.
finding the right way to go about like cleansing yourself I would say, and obviously like it sounds like George might be able to provide some help, and then reach out to Noah, because I'm sure she can definitely help, at least guide you in like where to go with stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just my final take on it is there's definitely the mental aspect of it, that if you focus in on controlling that in yourself, and building like a steady routine and habits daily, and getting yourself around other positive vibrations, like, putting yourself in environments where high amounts of energy are being released, whether that's going out to a park or a play
or just a friend group, or like
yes.
something to do.
Yeah.
And you know it, and I'm sorry to interject, but
You're
it's
good.
so funny that you say that, because that's exactly what I have been doing. And I threw myself into an environment where I was like, I will have to be on my best game, and I will have to be happy every day if I put myself in this position.
Right.
And I went for a job that I would never normally go for, where I have to be bubbly and beautiful, and I am bald, and I like I'm not a hideous person, but I made myself look kind of weird. And so I threw myself into this world where you have to be beautiful and know a lot about makeup and a lot about skincare and be like happy and gorgeous every single day, which is something that I'm not. And so I have made really good friends there, and I've like gotten my mind off of things.
Yes.
But
That's
I
the
know
most important,
like what still is like, but it's like still lurking underneath.
Right. Right. And I think what George was talking about potentially with psychedelics, which definitely, I'm not a medical professional. George isn't a medical professional. Definitely consult a medical professional. But I do know, I have heard a lot of people, like even like, especially like war veterans who have very, like what you're going through, like PTSD that just, like I have a cousin who has PTSD from his time in the army. And I know he's done some psychedelic stuff before, and it's definitely helped him in terms of, it's kind of like, it's always like the breakup. It's like, it doesn't get easier. It's just time goes on, and then you forget more about it. But I think what you're doing now is setting up like a good foundation of like, you're going to therapy, you're setting up like a change of environment that's kind of transitioning you to kind of change your mindset, which, can be good and bad, but it sounds like you're taking the steps.
Well,
so it sounds like you need like the final
off,
step.
I cut off every other person outside of my life, and all I do is hang out with my cat every single day.
I feel that.
That's all I do. I go to work and I hang out with my 5 cats, and I take really good care of them every single day. That's all I do.
Well, that's...
And it, like, my life has, I've completely cut everybody off, and I am just a recluse. I take care of my dad and my brother. I wake up, I make them breakfast. I do like a routine every single day. I don't see anybody else outside of the people that I work with and my cats. And I like am really involved with my cats, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I've never been like that in my life. I used to go out and like be like out on the town and have a million friends. And it's just not me anymore. I just want to be with my cats, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a comfort in that, right? And I really do implore you, right? You're making the subtle steps, getting a new job where you have to change a little bit, but getting out into an environment aside from just work, maybe you don't have to reconnect with everybody, but I feel like, And it could feel tough. It could really feel tough coming back and feeling like you have to explain yourself, but you don't have to explain anything. We're living in the present. We're moving forward. You have to mentally start telling yourself you're shifting. This is a new life, new me. And that's just the human evolution. Nobody's the same as they were 5 years ago.
You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. You guys move on to the next caller, and I hope you have a great night.
You as well.
Yes,
definitely reach out, and I hope everything starts to increase for you. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but I am glad to hear you're starting to make like the changes to better it, and that's all you can really do is just one step at a time.
Yep.
And I know everybody in chat is also saying that they wish you nothing but the best, and we're all rooting for you.
You know you got a family here, right?
You guys. Yes, I do. And I'm sorry, but George, I have to tell you that I am one of the ladies that thinks that you are just so handsome.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you greatly.
George's head just grew 5 sizes, so thanks. I can't even breathe in the room anymore. He's sucking up all the oxygen, but it means a lot to him.
He's always the one, him and his dad. I'm sorry.
Fernando.
Pops. Don't bring Pops back in.
We're trying to get him in studio,
Pops
so
will be
don't
here
hold your breath, but we're trying to get him in studio.
very soon.
That dad is so cute, guys.
I love it.
That dad is a babe. I can't take it. All right.
Well, you have a great rest of your night, and
Good night, guys. I can't wait to hear the next call. And George, you are such a cutie, and Austin, you are too. And
well, thank
so
you.
Is your beautiful wife.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, good night.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Alrighty.
What a wholesome way
night.
to end the
Bye.
call.
Good night.
What a nice way to end that call. I do hope
That was.
things work out.
Dude, I mean, that's I put my hands to my head.
It's a lot to take in. I get it.
Like that's just my initial reaction is just no human being should ever have to endure anything like that. And the question I didn't ask her, and I know she'll be back listening and I didn't necessarily feel like I wanted to, but like in a situation like that, like it's over. Yeah. But it's not.
Yeah, there's still a lingering part, which spiritual, very, very potential, very well could be spiritually he's not moved on.
Correct.
And so, but it sounds like she's taking all the right steps. So she's going to therapy. She's changing her environment.
Yep.
Which she did it by choice too. That's a big thing because somebody could change your environment and it's not going to fix it. But if you change your environment, going, okay, I'm going to,
go outside the comfort zone.
Go outside the comfort zone. Try to do something for myself. Maybe challenge myself a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. There's just I think there's that little extra zhuzh, and I mean, like, I know I'm recommending ketamine therapy, but like I
think there is a use for it if it's in a supervised environment.
Correct.
And if you think it'll work for you. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's clinics like
there's one here. Rara had a lady on her show who runs it's almost like a church that does it.
That kind of creeps me out. Church?
That's just what they call it's just a community.
Oh, okay.
It's not like we're gonna praise Jesus. Everybody, take your tab.
I was like, bro, that's kind of like the way it came off to me a little bit.
Imagine, you're just sitting there and you're like, all right.
Yeah, I know.
Time to get cleansed.
That is wild. People, call in. We are the
call in. We're still 9 super chats away from our goal of having me play guitar live on stream for the full stream. Now, after this, we are going to go live for YouTube members. So if you're a member, don't immediately log off. Stay tuned. We're going to go live for you guys. Be a little bit of a Q&A, and I'll play a little Git Fiddle. Maybe take requests, and by requests, not full songs, because I don't know full songs by other people. Ebony, I just want to shout. Ebony Ivory said that this is her first time in chat, even though she's been listening for a long time.
She said, "George, you are handsome. LOL. You and your big head." It's the camera angle. I'm like, by the way, this is how they shot. Like, if you want to make somebody look menacing, bottom to top.
Yeah.
Yeah, my head does look enormous right now, but yeah, it is what it is.
Sorry about the ads, guys. I tried to tone it back. The ads do help us. I mean, it helps us.
I feel like I did. Did I not?
I'll do it. No, you paused it. I will change the frequency right now. I will try to. Yeah, let's tune it down.
But yes, call in, people. The number is down below. While we wait for the next caller, how do you feel about Scary Movie, Austin?
The spoof?
Yeah.
One was okay. I really liked 2. I think 2 is peak. 3 was
Okay.
pretty good. I really liked Kevin Hart's character with I forgot his name, but he's in Blackish. Andre Johnson.
Scary Movie 3?
Yeah, but like their scenes were like Kevin Hart is just so chaotic. He was like, he has like a paintball gun and he's like, yo, blah blah, and there's the guy's like, and then they cut it every time. And then there was another time where the white guy who was pretending to be Slim Shady in 8 Mile, like busts the bathroom stall open and just throws up on him and he and then they cut it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's what stuck out to me.
Because it made the thumbnail tonight. I just had to.
Black Ivory, 30 seconds each. I'm so sorry, but just so you know, that helps George save up for hair replacement surgery in Turkey.
We can do it. We can.
George and I are young enough that we could, but we just both decided. I gotta shave though. I'm not taking my hat off. It's bad. I haven't shaved in a while. But George and I both decided like it is what it is. Bald is nice though. I don't mind it.
So nice.
So freeing. Like I don't have to worry about doing hair.
I feel like I always look on point. Like all I have to do is shave my head.
Because there's no up or down. It's just is.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It just is.
I like seeing my shadow now. Like when I walk places and the sun's reflecting, my shadow is so sharp. It's just fink. It used to be like I used to have the long curlies and it used to go everywhere. Oh,
I used to have the nice comb over the. I mean, George knows me from my long hair days.
I also
my
had
teeny
long hair.
weeny days.
Did we ever take a picture together in middle school? I feel like we.
I
never
don't
did.
think so. I'm in 8th grade for sure. So George and I mean, we were friends in 6th grade. That's when we met. We were friends in 7th grade because we had Miss Jaskowski together, our 7th grade science teacher, who had asthma, and all these fucking hooligans would just spray Axe body spray to get her to have an asthma attack every day. It was awful. Low-key kind of funny, but it was like those kids hated her.
Oh, it's abuse.
It was abuse.
Yeah. I mean, middle school kids.
Middle school kids are the worst. And then 8th grade though, we had PE and health together, which was just health was just PE with a little bit of science.
Yeah.
They were like, "Why do we do this? To get exercise." Mr. Tomaso was like, "Great, sounds good. Go run your mile."
Yeah, we had a teacher literally named Mr. Tomaso, which is the perfect setup for Mr.
He's
Tomato.
the one who got me into wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, he was wrestling coach.
Bro, he was 5'2", but he was jacked. All arms. But so George and I really bonded in 8th grade in health and PE.
We used to
the girls' locker room. So
we used to hold the girls' locker room closed.
So we would in middle school, we would we would be in the locker room. We would change. We would sneak out the back because when you enter the locker room, you would come in, go left, and then all the lockers were there. Well, directly to the left of that was the teachers' offices, and they were in there. They fucking hated their jobs. They're like, I don't care. Fucking change out. Don't change out. I'm gonna give you an F. I don't care. I get paid the same. So we would sneak through the back and then go outside because we would usually 9 times out of 10 the teachers just didn't want to do a lesson plan, so we'd play basketball outside. And so the school was symmetrical, so we would get out on one side, while on the opposite side was the girls' locker room. Well, we would sneak out, and originally it was just George and I think Philip. It's 3 of us at one point. We would run around to the other side and then just physically hold the doors closed on the girls' side, and you'd hear them all start piling up. And like, oh my God, the doors won't open. And then you would hear the teacher, Miss Richards, be like, who the fuck holding the door? And that's when we would run.
Who's holding the damn door? Shoot.
But then it ended up.
It was, but I just want to add this note. Okay. Whenever you are holding door, like, because it's fun, you know, you probably did this with your siblings. You close the door, you hold it shut. Like, you're not coming in here. Stay back. But when you're doing it with like big doors and it feels like a zombie horde, just like,
and you're sitting there and you're looking at each other like, brother, we're gonna die.
Hold tight.
Hold the
line, Austin.
And then it ended up being like 9 of us. Like, I don't know how they didn't notice 9 kids sneaking out the back.
Yeah, it was bad. But
and then one time we got caught.
It's fun times.
One time we got caught by the hall monitor, Miss Johnson, who followed me to high school, by the way.
She just liked you so much.
Well, she didn't follow me, but she followed us. And I remember when she came to Cheyenne, everyone was like, "Bro, oh my fucking god!"
Yeah.
But I remember so George was on the basketball team. George was the star athlete. I was the little emo kid that
star athlete is a wild.
He was on the basketball team.
Bro.
Okay, it was the only sports team our middle school had that was worth a shit.
I was the only white kid on the basketball team.
And you're really not white because he's Cuban.
I am Cuban, but I was fair. So I was the only light skinned kid on the team.
Yeah.
And I started. So
you guys used to let me play basketball too. That was crazy. That's I tried to dunk. My 5'5" ass was not dunking.
Nope.
Keyshawn was the only one who could dunk because he was like,
well,
10 feet. But one time we got caught though, and it was funny because we're holding the door and we hear, "What y'all doing?" And we look back at Miss Johnson's and George's like, "Nothing, miss." Just like, "Nothing, miss." like all the doors.
Yeah, I was, young
we
savage.
Were hoodlums. We
young
were hoodlums.
Savages back in the day. All right. Tell us what you did back in school, because I was a teacher. What's the wildest? Do we have kids in here? I low-key feel like Black Ivory would fit this category. Kids that were just constantly in-house. Like, were you an in-house kid?
I only went to in-house
Let me know.
Once I ever went to in-house.
Tell me the wildest shit you ever did at school.
I remember I cussed this girl out.
That's what we'll do. We're waiting for a caller, so like I think maybe we just.
Can I tell my the last real fight I ever got into in high school?
Austin.
And it was in band. It was weird. So it's junior year.
Okay.
Peak wrestling season. So I'm damn near roided up. Like if I could take roids, I probably would have taken roids.
Right.
In shape, jacked up. There's this kid that I won't name him, but this kid went to middle school with, and then he was in high school, and he always just talked shit to me. And at a certain point in high school, like I'm 17, he's like trying to bully me. I'm like, what are we doing? I'm about to be an adult in like 6 months. So what are we doing? Like, what am I gonna go home and cry? No.
Right.
Beginning of the school year starts, he's kind of talking shit. I'm like, okay, whatever. One day he comes over, he just punches me in the face.
Jesus.
And I was like, oh, okay. So I get him immediate front headlock.
Where did this happen?
In the band room.
Band room?
In the band room. The ending of the story, 'cause teacher was there. Ending of the story is what makes it. Get him in a front headlock. I didn't know what pulling guard or guillotine was then, but I pull guillotine, but we land like on his head, and it's just carpet and then concrete.
Yeah.
So we landed, and then I got to like mount, but he was flat like on his stomach, and I punched him like 3 or 4 times, and I stood up, and he's sitting there, he's like, and the teacher comes over, he's like, well, what did we learn?
Wow.
Didn't get reported or nothing. He saw that, like, he just punched me.
Austin, hold on. Let's go back. Kid was talking shit, but what were you doing? You were yapping back at him a little bit.
Yeah, but like,
what'd you say to the kid?
I don't remember, but I was always chirping or walking away, so that way I could be like, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, you were doing fadeaway chirps.
Yeah, I was doing like little bitch ass. As I'm walking to like my band locker, little bitch ass, and then walk to my locker, put my shit away.
Oh, little sneak little. This is before Twitter, ladies and gentlemen.
This is prime Twitter. This was when Twitter was like subtweeting was a thing.
Subtweet. It was walking past.
I remember I was going through a breakup in high school, and Noah was in my class, and he called me a simp.
Not Noah.
No, not our Noah. This kid Noah that we know. This guy named Noah, and he called me a simp. And the teacher goes, "You just call him a simp?" Because she was younger, she knew it was. It was her. She was the one whose best friend's husband was Darren Sproles.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I remember she was like, "You just call him a simp," and he's like, "Yeah, he's being a simp," and she's like, Don't call him a simp. He's going through it. It's like, okay.
Yeah, dude. I had to call my kids out on simping. I had a severe case of simping in my classroom.
You also were, George was crazy. So he was only like a couple years older than these kids.
Yeah, I was a teacher at 21 years old at high school level. I taught special ed, social, emotionally challenged. And yeah, I mean, these kids were the worst at getting women. I had womanizers in the classroom. It was just a whole bad thing. Oh, now finally, thank God, we got a caller.
Right. No. No, George, keep going.
I'm admitting the caller. We're gonna get to you in the second caller, but
I remember this because I remember you tell me about this because this is when we started our first show, which you can go watch. It's called Lukewarm Cinema Podcast on YouTube if you want to see what Christian looked like. That we've talked about so much.
Think about which specific story you're referring to.
I remember the calling.
The calling
On Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. I was like a practical teacher. I was getting to though is because you were mentioning simps, and I was calling my students out on being simps because, I mean, they were just doing everything. They were, they were going head over heels for these ladies, and it was desperate. And I was helping them out. Okay, there's a certain level where it's like acceptable, and then there's, oh my gosh,
I gotta read this Black Ivory story.
Oh my god.
Black Ivory said a friend was getting extra credit for helping art teacher set up. Some dude he didn't know was there. Teacher leaves the room. Unknown dude starts to hum Mission Impossible music. He creeps across the floor, does a front roll, finds a paper clip on the floor, unfolds it, does another roll during the theme music, rolls right in front of the plug, sticks paperclip in, electrocuted himself, and the power went out in the school the whole morning.
Wow. Oh
dun,
my
dun, dun, dun.
Jesus Christ. Wow. Oh my goodness. Fighting Ebony Ivory. Jesus.
Doesn't come into chat ever, just drops a bomb
Ebony's
like that.
Just like throwing haymakers.
Oh, we did get a Cash App.
Oh.
For number 2163. I will count that towards the Super Chat goal.
For sure. That's our caller. Yeah? You ready for the caller?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean
613.
2163. Thank you so much.
Star 6 to unmute yourself. Caller, you're in the room.
Hello.
Hello.
So I grew up in the foothills of the Appalachians in Pennsylvania, and grew up in a rural community, forest in our backyard, and there was a giant pine tree that my father, years before I was born, had dug out a musket ball from the bark of this pine tree.
Okay.
So that's just the premise. When I was little, 3 or 4, maybe 5, I would constantly see Indians out under these pines. And my parents just thought it was funny. They thought I was making up stories. I'd point, I'd be like, it's right there. There's an Indian right there. And they would just laugh. Eventually, they convinced me it was just my imagination. When I became an adult, I found out that the hill behind the house I grew up in was the site of an Indian encampment during the French and Indian War.
Okay.
Wow.
Famous Indian warrior, a Seneca warrior named, what was his name? Corn Planter. Had an encampment during the French and Indian War at the top of this hill where I grew up. And I was seeing Indians.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, it sounds like
basically
you're in
this whole
prime
story.
territory.
Yeah. Also, I had something of a Bigfoot encounter in that same backyard.
Please do tell.
Okay. I didn't actually see it.
Okay.
And this happened as an adult. I had gone home to visit, and I was up late
playing video games with my nephew. It was late summer, early fall. The back door was still open. And we start hearing this god-awful screaming coming from under those pines. So my parents' house has probably 70 feet of backyard. Then there's the stand of pine. Then there's a creek. And then the woods. And we're hearing branches snapping and crazy noises. And we both grew up in this house. Neither one of us were ever afraid to set foot outside in the dark. We knew what was there.
Right.
So we're standing in the back door listening to this insane racket.
Hmm.
And the light was streaming behind us. So I'm sure whatever was out there could see at least our silhouette standing in the doorway. And then the sound stopped. And my nephew's like, "You gonna go out there?" I'm like, "Hell no."
Yeah.
And then we heard a thud. We didn't just hear a thud, we felt a thud, okay? The only way a human could have made that sound is if they had climbed up into one of those tall pine trees and dropped a cinder block. Now, those pines had been standing there for a good 200 or more years.
Right.
So the mulch underneath is very soft and would absorb a lot of impact.
Right.
And I'm telling you, 70 feet away, we felt that thud.
Whoa.
Wow.
So at this point, I was sort of a Bigfoot believer, but I had always assumed that it was a Pacific Northwest phenomenon.
Right.
Right.
Never knew that Pennsylvania has one of the highest sightings
Yeah.
year by year. Ohio and Pennsylvania, more people see Bigfoot there than anywhere else except the Pacific Northwest.
Interesting.
So I'm thinking bobcat. I thought mountain lion. I went online. Pennsylvania State Game Commission says there's no mountain lions in Pennsylvania anymore. A bobcat pops out at maybe a big one, 60 pounds, and they have those huge feet. If one had jumped out of one of those trees, it wouldn't have made a sound.
Right.
Yeah, they're not that big.
Do you think it was a tree?
I wrote all this down, and I said, yeah. So I wrote it all down, and I sent it to a Bigfoot researcher, and he was like, yeah, if I was a betting man, I'd say you had a Bigfoot in your backyard.
Wow.
A few years down the road, somebody posts a video of a Bigfoot walking across the trail in the next town over from where I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I could leave my parents' backyard, hike through the woods, not see another human being until I reached this other town.
Okay.
The crazy thing is, this video they posted, I saw it as soon as it was uploaded. And then like a year later, I started getting messages that people were commenting on it. And somebody had spotted a baby Bigfoot in the tree.
Whoa.
Do you happen to have this video or know where to find this video?
It's on YouTube, and I have it saved. Try looking up Spartansburg Bigfoot video. That'll probably be your best bet. Anyways, so yeah, that's my Bigfoot story.
Was this
Oh,
from
and my
about 3
father-
years ago?
I think it was a little further out than that. Although somebody might have reposted it. So
Oh, yeah, because I'm seeing one from 7 years ago, 9 years ago.
I think there's only one from Spartansburg. So
There's
that's probably it.
Yeah.
If you watch it, there's a tree just off to the left of the trail. If you look up the trunk of that tree, you'll see a black figure. And if you pay attention to that instead of the adult Bigfoot, you'll see this thing reach over and grab the branch of another tree and swing itself over. Now, I'm telling you, there is nothing in the woods in Pennsylvania that can do that. And nothing can reach over and swing over like that.
Yeah, I'm
It
trying
was
to.
definitely.
I'm trying to see if I'm finding the correct video. There's a lot of trees in this video.
Yeah, I'm pulling up.
the one
I'm pulling up one.
left of center.
So, what's the exact title of the video, or would you be able to send the link in the chat?
I should be able to. Let's see.
Or if you want to email it to callsfrombeyond@gmail.com, because YouTube might block you from posting the link. But that's that's crazy that you feel a thump though.
Anyway.
So I it's gonna take a minute for you to see, but we have it on screen here.
Okay.
I'm wondering if this is it.
I gotta go up and look at my iPad. My dog is barking.
That's okay.
I've been fine. I've been feeding the cookie.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
there's a lot of videos.
Yeah, there's a lot of Spartansburg titled videos
sure.
for Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I do want to find the exact one she's talking about, just so we're on the same page.
Dog. Stop talking.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, but I'm seeing a lot of like the same one though.
The Spartanburg, PA.
Well,
no, it's the one I just pulled up.
I'm gonna have it in a second.
No worries. I did put a poll in the chat and asked if anybody has seen a cryptid, and 71% of you said no.
Yeah, I really do think it's a lot of cryptids are location based, and it's like the rural areas. I know there's some cryptids that are like urbanized, but
we have Bigfoot sightings here up north.
Up in like the Reno,
yeah, like Elko.
Right.
There's a video. There's a famous video of like a Bigfoot screaming, and I think it was in the mountains up in Elko.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not finding it right now.
That's okay. I think we found it, but thank you for calling. I mean, you had two really great stories.
So I wanted to say also.
Yes.
And my father was a hunter.
Oh, okay.
An old-fashioned dude. He's not going to come out and say I saw a Bigfoot.
Right.
But one day he came home from hunting, and I was like, "Did you get anything? No. Did you see anything?" As in deer.
Yeah.
He said, "The only thing I saw up in those woods was some dumbass walking around in a black fur coat." Now, if you've ever done any hunting, you know that when it's deer season, it would be suicide to walk through the woods in a fur coat.
Yeah, you're gonna get shot. Like,
I mean, my dad got shot at when he pulled out a wad of toilet paper to blow his nose.
Oh, why? Oh, they thought it was a cottontail?
Whitetail, yeah.
Yeah, whitetail. Yeah, you could tell. I've
They're
never been
definitely
hunting.
up there.
Yeah,
growing up in those woods, I heard tree knocks constantly. And I just assumed that somebody was chopping wood. And 90% of the time, that's probably what I heard.
Right.
But they were out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more ominous than being out in the wilderness and hearing something sharp like that. It really throws you, it jars you. And yeah, I haven't been to, well, I have, in one case, been through like a hike where it's like really thick. Is from the video that we're seeing here, it looks like a really dense type of forest. And you were talking about like the pine trees that have been there for
hundreds of years. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, have you been to the Pacific Northwest, and like how would you compare? No. If you okay.
It's the Appalachian Mountains, at least in Pennsylvania, is mostly deciduous, which means not pine.
Gotcha.
And the Pacific Northwest is basically a giant rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't think it compares.
Got it.
But
Well, I've heard in like more
like you said,
southern
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I've heard in southern Appalachia there's like a rainforest area, but it's like a pocket. It's not all of Appalachia.
We would be, as far as the Appalachian Mountains go, it would be considered central Atlantic lowlands of the Appalachian Mountains.
Gotcha. Yeah, what I'm thinking of is like if I look at, because I remember seeing a video on it and it looked lush. I want to say.
Oh yeah, it's heavily forested.
Yeah, I want to say it was like, and I might be wrong here, like in the Carolinas is where I saw this where this video was talking about. Like they were talking about like a specific area and like they have a lot of missing people there, and it's like a very dense area to get through.
Yeah, this video is filmed on a trail.
Is he walking in the video?
Yeah, there's a couple, and the woman is filming, and her reaction is completely convincing to me. She's like, "What am I looking at?" You know?
Right. Yeah, I didn't want to
But
play
the
the sound
baby,
on the video, just for the copyright.
The original filmers didn't see the baby.
Right, they just saw the big one.
They weren't paying attention to the adult, and somebody was watching it and spotted it like a year later and started commenting, "Did anybody notice the baby at such and such a time?"
Right.
But if you watch the video as they're going down the trail, the tree that the baby is in is left of center. I mean, damn close to center of the frame, but just a little bit left, and up to like the first set of branches. And you see that thing reach over and swing itself onto another tree. Nothing can do that. I mean, bears don't have the gripping power to do something like that.
Right, that's usually like an ape thing.
Oh, absolutely. I showed it to my sister, and she gasped and was like, "That's a primate." I'm like, "Duh."
Was this like the end of the video you see this? Because I think I found the video.
Okay. No. You see
Yeah,
the adult cross. As the adult crosses the trail, right after the adult crosses the trail, you should be able to see in that tree that black figure. You can't take your eyes off of it because it says center left.
Yeah, I can.
I think I see it.
Watch what it does.
Oh, now we're waiting for the moment. Oh my gosh, the air conditioning in the building stopped. It was like perfect, perfect silence. Interesting. I mean, you.
I think that I
like
think
that,
I see we're
right,
looking at like the
left
top,
to center.
Yeah, left to center.
It's definitely darker.
It's darker area.
Oh,
wait.
Like low key. Hold on.
Go back. I missed it.
Like I feel like that outline there on the left hand side, like here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's it.
Because remember, like they didn't see it initially, so like they're moving past it to focus on that.
Right.
Oh, the filmers didn't see it at all.
Right.
I didn't see it swing across. I'm waiting to see if we could see it swing across.
Yeah, no, we got like another minute.
Well, now it's walking back, and it's walking quicker. Left to center. We're watching this, so we're only being
Yeah.
quiet because we're but there's no sound because we're not trying to get copyrighted.
Man.
Yeah, I'm still not seeing it, or at least I don't think I'm seeing it. But
Yeah, if it was...
it is a longer video though, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
oh, pause. Oh, go back at like 2 seconds. I'm wondering if that's it. Like pause. That tree, that like squiggle tree, left. Yeah, right there. No. Like before that one. Yep. Go up. There's like a dark spot at the top. I'm wondering if that's it. Maybe not, but. Huh.
I feel like we're hitting like a crucial point here.
Hmm.
Yeah, because she said it was like a tree left off to the trail, dark spot. I think this is the moment.
I see the big one.
Wow.
Is that the end of the video?
Could just be a still frame.
Oh, the internet.
No, I think it's a still frame.
Because they're focused on the big one.
I don't know why.
I think they're focused on the big
Right.
one.
Yeah.
Either way, like that's a creepy video. I mean, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again. I might have to do a video on it, but I mean, thank you for bringing that to us.
Sure.
Yeah, and if we ever decide that we're taking it on the road to do I would love maybe a personal tour of the area, because I mean I was your first story too about
hell yeah.
the
That was a not a
hell,
yeah, that's a hell yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean I think it could be something that we can do, because it's like
Yeah.
like areas.
They have a ton of paranormal energy
sure.
already, like off the rip, and then let
Correct.
alone cryptids too.
Yep. It's the perfect blend. Yeah, we got to make it happen.
Yeah.
Appalachia.
But thank you so much for calling in, and I appreciate the Cash App that you sent in as well. It means a lot.
Sure.
And you have
All right. Have a good one.
thank you.
Thank
you
you
as
too.
well. I get giddy whenever we have like a Bigfoot story, because I feel like we
I
don't
know
get
you
them.
do.
Like they're as rare as seeing Bigfoot.
I knew it was going there. I knew that's.
I didn't until they said like, oh, we're gonna, and then also I have a Bigfoot story, and I was like, all right, yeah, we're gonna hear that.
Whenever I hear Appalachia, I'm like, Fuego is
gonna be good.
Fuego inbound. Fuego inbound.
Fuego inbound.
Yeah, dude.
Danette, save us, please. From Fuego inbound.
No.
The
One word.
The one word cameos tonight have been killing it. Good job, Danette.
Oh,
Yeah, people, call it. Number is down below. Do that. Yeah, what were the people saying in the chat here? We had 20 votes. Have you ever seen a cryptid? No, but I really want to see one.
80% of you have said no, but 20% of you that have, please comment. Let us know.
Ooh. I Black Ivory, I swear, my eyes were combing the trees.
I was like,
I was
Norv Turner when he watches plays.
yeah.
Where we going?
Look like your own frick.
I think there's somebody in the Zoom waiting room.
Yeah. Those are the tricksters.
No, well, this person's commenting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Here's the thing with waiting in the Zoom waiting room. That's where the trollsters come from. So we're kind of hesitant to accept people.
yeah. Well, yeah. This is yeah. Does it match? Let me see. I'm gonna do a little verification. I'm not sure if your name. Okay. All right. This matches.
All right.
Fingers crossed. People be ready.
Fingers crossed. George is ready to. I don't want to have to kick anybody out, and I'm hoping that you're gonna bring us a great story. But we have had many. It's usually the same guy, but we've had many times where people call in and take advantage of the system.
Yes.
Jessica,
Okay.
that's a crazy question to ask me. I'm not. I mean, I think so.
I think we're good. Yeah.
Are you? Hello, caller. You are in the
Paulo,
room.
Yeah, feel free to unmute yourself.
I was gonna say *6, but no, they're
Yeah, you'll just be able to
Black
click,
Ivory said just no private parts. Yeah.
feel free to click that unmute button. Oh,
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Oh, wow. I'm so glad to be here. I've been wanting to call in for weeks.
Oh, well, I'm glad you made it
we're
in.
Happy you're here.
Hi. So I'm Mupalo. I remember last time I commented that I had a story from Namibia, and I sent an email to Noah, but I don't think she read the story.
Okay. I mean, she might have. She's just been. She's got a lot on her plate, so she might not have responded right away.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is that after I sent that story, I had a lot of very weird activity, like a spiritual activity. So I feel like I don't even want to tell a story from Namibia. By the way, I'm Mupalo and I'm calling from Zambia.
Yeah.
Well,
live
welcome.
in Lusaka.
Nice to hear
Yeah.
from you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so I'm Zambian. I live in Zambia. I used to live in Namibia, and I've traveled quite a bit with my family around Southern Africa. So I have a story from Malawi from when I was a kid.
Malawi.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So, we did a road trip from Malawi. So Zambia is right in the center of, it's kind of like central Southern Africa, and Malawi is to the one side. So it's pretty easy to drive to
Yeah, I'm looking at a
the
map right
the
now. Yeah.
neighboring countries. Yeah, so we drove to Malawi as a family. It was me, my parents, my three sisters, my cousin, and an aunt. Um, and we did a road trip like through the country, and we were driving along the lake, and we went up to Livingstonia. At some point, I don't know what point this was though. This was in the middle of nowhere, right? So typically, a lot of Southern African countries, when you're driving through them, there's nothing, right?
Right.
So it's difficult to find even like a service station with a bathroom. So if you want to go to the bathroom, you go into the bush.
Yeah, you gotta
So
do what you
we
gotta do.
Makes
stopped.
sense.
Yeah, so we stop and it's a pee stop, and my dad's driving. My mom and my cousin, who was the oldest one of all of us, they go in first. She's like, at this point, I was like 10, I
Okay.
think. I was about 10. I'm third out of four kids, and my youngest sister was 5 at that point. And I think my oldest sister was like a teenager. So like that's just the range of the kids, the
Gotcha.
age of the kids.
Got it.
So they go in first and then they're like, we'll come back for you. And then they come out kind of running, like kind of rushing. And they're like, we need to go. And we're
Okay.
like, what's going on? We're like, what's going on? And they're like, well, it's a graveyard.
Okay.
And they had already peed, is the thing. They were like, yo, we only realized, right?
Oh
And
no.
yeah, I know. They're like, we only realized, and it's in the middle of nowhere. So they're like, it's pretty overgrown. We didn't know, and we need to go. We need to stop somewhere else. So we all get back in the car, and it won't start. It just would not
Oh
start.
no! You're talking about a horror film right now.
Listen,
Whoa.
it was so freaky. And growing up, my family is very Christian. So
Right.
that was a point where it was like we knew that spiritually we fucked around and found out.
Yeah.
So
Immediately you knew.
right. So my dad opens the hood of the car. Nothing's wrong. No sign of anything wrong. And he keeps trying. It's just like it won't start. It's like there's something wrong with the starter plug or something.
Yeah.
It just won't start, or like there's no gas. And we wait for a little bit, and no one wants to get out of the car because we just feel like we are really being, we've messed up. Like we have done something we shouldn't have. Like we've
Yeah.
consecrated the building. So after about 20 minutes, the car starts and we drive off. And further ahead, we can actually see, like from the bushes, we can see the graves a little bit. But from where we were, we couldn't. And on that same trip, so that's that with that story. But on that same trip, I had a really weird dream. One of those where it felt like what I remember astro projecting to be like, because I've been astro projecting since I was a child, since before I even knew what it was. So it felt like that, right? Where everything was exactly the same as it was when I woke up, except in my dream there was a huge fire, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
across from us, like the house across. This was in town now, so we were at a family friend's house,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a huge fire. And when I woke up, everything was the same, but the grass and everything had not been burnt. I remember that stuck with me and that creeped me out because it also felt like I woke up and saw the fire. It didn't feel like a dream. It felt like I woke up, looked out of the window and saw a fire. And then last creepy thing from that trip, this was at one of the stops, one of the lodges we were at, right along the water of the Lake Malawi. And there was a family of Indians, like there was an Indian family, and they did a bonfire on the beach one of the nights that we were all there. And they shot a croc, like they shot a crocodile. So
Oh.
the lake itself doesn't have any crocs, but the tributary rivers feed crocs into the water, and you can't swim there after about 5 p.m. It's not advisable because
Right.
that's when the crocs used to come out. So the next day, it's like morning. So we spent all of our time in the water. We're a family of swimmers. We love to swim. So we spent all our time in the water. And the next morning, um, I'm in the water and now I'm swimming and I look down and I'm like, oh, wow, that's crazy. This rock is really shaped like a crocodile. Like this really looks like a crocodile, right? And then it looked like, the mouth, like
Yep.
a crocodile has a wider jaw than an alligator. So it was pretty wide. It was huge. When I tell you huge, it was huge.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, this looks like a croc. And then I look at the jaw. I'm like, this really looks like a croc. I'm standing on it, by the way.
Oh,
no. Oh, no.
my God.
And then I turn around in the water and I look and I see the tail. And then just for confirmation, because it felt like maybe I'm tripping. Maybe this rock really looks like a croc. I look down one more time and I see the hands and legs, and then I get out the water. It was pretty close to the shore as well. And I'm certain that's the one they killed, because there is no way in hell or on earth that a crocodile would let something edible, would let dinner sit on it and just not react. It didn't move. It didn't flinch. I got out of the water. I went and I sat on the sand for a while. I remember telling my sisters after a few minutes, because I was the only one in the water at that point. After a few minutes, I told them, guys, I'm pretty sure I saw the croc that those guys killed yesterday, because we heard them shooting. They had guns. And we heard them shooting and whatnot. And we typically didn't go to the beach in the evening because of the whole croc situation.
Right.
So I remember me and my family making fun of how, like, well, they're Indian, they're not white, but it's white adjacent. And that is pretty close to white shit.
Yeah. As a white person who shoots guns, I understand.
You relate, yeah.
Yep.
So we didn't go there, so we don't know what they did with it. We thought they pulled it out. We thought that they were hunting, trophy hunting, but it's very likely that they just left it there, and I'm pretty sure they did because I saw it. But yeah, anyway,
Wow.
that is pretty much my stories.
But they all tie together.
Yeah, they are. It was all on one trip. It was all on the same trip. It was quite intense, that trip, actually. And I have such vivid memories of it for it being such a long time ago. This was in 2002.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. But I have a lot of stories from the Skeleton Coast as well, from Namibia, but I'll save those for another day. The one I wanted to tell you guys, when I tell you I had such serious disturbances, after I emailed Noah, like I couldn't sleep. I'm
Wow.
still recovering my sleep right now. It's 5:30 where I am, and I haven't slept.
In the morning?
And yeah,
Wow.
and pretty much since last month, I've been up all night. And it's been almost since like to the day since I emailed that story. And it was this really terrible presence. Should I just tell the story? My goodness, do I have the time?
At this point, you might as well.
I mean,
This-
you're setting up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this will be our
yeah,
last
okay.
caller of the night. I think at this rate we have to hear it.
Okay. So I don't know what you know about Namibia or the Skeleton Coast, but the water is pretty rough and there's a lot of shipwrecks along the coast. Yeah, so
Right.
there's a lot of energetic foot traffic. Also, it's an entry point for the colonizers and also a lot of spiritual gateways there generally for the indigenous people and whatnot. And so anyway, long story short, we were in a town called Henty's Bay. It was me, my friend, and her family. This was more recent. It was when I was in university. I went to Namibia for university from Zambia. I was like maybe 2014. I was about 21. And we were telling each other ghost stories. I learned on that trip that the coast was pretty haunted. I'd been there several times before, but I didn't know. And to be quite honest, every time I go there, something weird happens. I was there a few months ago for my birthday last year, and there's just always some kind of energetic disturbance there. But anyway, on this particular trip, me and my friend are telling each other stories of what we've experienced. And the one thing we spoke about quite a bit is how when you wake up suddenly in the middle of the night, it's like it's something protecting you from something trying to harm you either in your sleep or in your waking world. It's like you have to wake up out of your sleep. You have to wake up and arm your body in the waking world.
Right.
So that's something that we were talking about. And then we go to sleep. And she told me a really creepy story of hers. And then we go to sleep. And we were staying in a big house. It was quite a number of us. And the younger people were upstairs in a loft. And the whole flooring was wooden and the stairs leading up to the loft were wooden. So I wake up and it's pitch black and I wake up one of those where you just wake up. Now, I didn't just wake up. I woke up and sat up. Like by the time I was awake, I was sitting up. That's how much of a jolt I had when I woke up.
Wow.
And then I hear footsteps on the landing. Oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps just remembering it because I can still feel the presence, even talking about it. I hear footsteps coming up slowly. Yeah. I grab my phone and it's dead because I fell asleep playing Candy Crush. And now I'm panicking, right? But I'm being really quiet because I'm second guessing myself. I'm like, these footsteps? But they are progressing and they're really slow, but they're coming up the steps. And when it gets to like, there was a wall, by the way. There was a wall between where I was sleeping and the stairs. So you couldn't see anyone coming up the stairs until they turned around the corner from the wall. So at this point, I hear the steps until they reach the top. And it sounded like whatever it was about to turn the corner. And I think I let it go on that long because I was thinking, is it one of the people that went downstairs and is coming back up? But it was just way too slow. It didn't make sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I start praying profusely in my heart when it gets closer and closer, like when it reaches the landing, when it gets to a point where it's like it's going to turn the corner. I start praying and it stops. The footsteps stop like quite abruptly. And then I sense the presence. It was like, you guys have spoken before about the hat man, something about a guy in a hat. That's what it felt like. And it literally felt like, you know how like smoke coming out of him, but like black smoke.
Yeah.
Like that's the vision that I have, even just thinking about it now. And it stopped completely. And then when it stopped, I stay a few more seconds just to wait and listen. And like I could, as I'm praying, I can feel the energy dissipate, right? And I wake up my friend immediately. She's on the bed next to me, but it's a distance. Like I have to get out of the bed and walk to her bed and wake her. And when I say it was dark, it was dark. And I wake her and I'm like, oh, we were on holiday, so we were going on an excursion the next day. And I needed to charge my phone, and all the plugs were downstairs. There were no plugs in the loft. So I wake her, and I say, could you please walk me downstairs to charge my phone? She doesn't ask me, she doesn't question it. We go downstairs. Then when we're downstairs, I tell her what happened. And we were up. I know I was up until morning. I only caught like a few hours of sleep, like right when it started getting light. But that was, it makes my chest tight just thinking about it now.
Yeah, you have definitely experienced some serious
your fair
stuff.
share of things. Yeah.
Oh, listen, and I was studying my chart, and I have very psychic placements, like my 12th house placements, and where I have Pluto and whatnot. And just the other day, and I was just realizing that a lot of the things that I sense are actually real. And I think I try and will them away. I try and hope that it's not, but it's real.
Yeah, no, based on what I've learned from Noah is like, yeah, no, it's 100% real. And this is the world, this is your world. And you've just been blessed with, and now you just need to heighten those skills, just.
Yeah, and harness them and learn to control them. And I love what Noah taught me about talking to the things and being like, not now, or behave yourself.
Yep.
And like the house I live at right now, it's a pretty big yard, and I'm in the yard by myself. It's the first time that I am living in a standalone house in a yard by myself. And there's a point in this yard, like walking from the driveway is pretty long. There's a hotspot where even my phone goes funky. Like if I'm on a call, like something will happen. And I've been speaking more to that. I've always spoken to it, but I've been speaking more assertively. And lately, there isn't so much interference at that spot. But people, when they come here, tell me they feel something here, but it doesn't feel bad. Like they've told me that before. They're like, there's something at your house.
Yeah. And this is how I can relate to it. It's because I have a dog that just will not stop when people come to the house. And it's like, you kind of have to just teach them that, hey, this is, you got to just control it. You got to be assertive with the spirits, and they're fine. They listen. They listen. The dog goes to the cage occasionally.
Occasionally.
Yeah, I need to tell them it's my space and it's my timeline.
Yeah.
I am,
absolutely.
I am physical in this timeline here now, and like, give me room. I don't want to listen to all of that right now.
100%.
100%.
Yeah. But thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I'm great calling in finally.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad you're able to make it. From Zambia. That's awesome. I'm glad we're international. We can now say we're international. But you had some great stories. And those were amazing.
Please stay in touch. And I know the time zones are off, but I had recommended this. There was a person that commented a few weeks ago that said she lived in another country where the time zones are a little off. You are more than welcome to send in a voice memo of your story that we can air on the show. And this goes for everybody on the show, so that way we can still run it as if it's live, and then, it's a little
That's
treat
nice.
for you. Yeah.
Now I will send you astral projection voice memos. I have a lot of those.
Okay.
That is perfect.
Yeah.
CallsFromBeyond@gmail.com.
Yep.
Just shoot them there,
All
and we'll be sure to get to them.
I will save that email now.
And we will also tell Noah to get to your email. When she can.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna hit her up and be like, "Girl, I'm almost certain like she's read it though."
Yeah, she's cultivating a huge archive. Right now,
she's creating an archive.
What I was hoping didn't happen is that she read the email and then also felt the disturbance that I felt after I sent it. Like I was hoping that didn't happen, since she's a spiritual person.
Right.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that does happen, and that's why being so tapped in like that. And then she's also at the point too where she's willing to give herself and lend her help and assistance to everybody, and that's a whole nother level of spiritual burden. But thank you
for
so
calling.
much. Yes, get some sleep.
Yes,
You're
please
welcome.
get some rest.
Thank you
please
so much. Oh
Yes.
yes. I'm going to turn
Try your
off
best.
everything now and actually sleep
Yeah,
because now
yeah.
it's getting light and
Yeah, no, now it's time. Now
yeah,
it's time. Okay.
yeah. Have a great rest of your day,
Thank you.
guys.
You as
Thank
well.
you. All right then. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night or morning or day, evening, wherever you're at. But wow,
Yeah.
what a way to end the show with standing on a motherfucking crocodile.
I mean, well, I could have went further into the Indian burial or the burial ground. It wasn't an Indian burial.
No,
ground,
but the
it was
cemetery.
the cemetery.
Yeah,
Yes.
you
Yes.
might have pissed somebody off pissing on their grave. I think they would know though. Like if you're not intentional about it, cut me some slack.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it.
It's kind of like random out in the middle of nowhere too. You're like,
Yeah. Woo. Oh, here's a rest stop. Nope, that's somebody's grave.
psych. But yeah, Austin, I think tonight it was just another. Remember we listed off all those memories at the beginning.
We got some new ones.
Add them to the list.
Black Ivory coming in though, telling us about parties though.
Damn. And this wasn't even an after dark show, which
No.
we are planning on doing eventually. I feel
Yeah,
like
maybe a little more adult. Maybe on like a Patreon or something so we don't get in trouble. But it's not gonna be crazy. It's not gonna be
yeah.
OnlyFans stuff. But
I don't know.
let you
shit.
tell stories like that more freely.
Yeah. And then I was gonna say, should we hint at the one idea we had about the stories for like one show we were gonna do specifically, like fictional stories. So like you make you make your own story. Doesn't have to actually have had happen to you. And just kind of like open it up to see who could tell like the creepiest, spookiest story.
Yeah, just like invite George's dad to it. Is what Mari said.
Mari. But yeah, that was an idea.
Yep. I want to thank you to everybody for watching. We were 60 strong tonight, which I give you a little back end on YouTube. If you have a show that consistently every week, if you're doing a live show and you have at least 50 people showing up every time, that's the hardest thing to do. And
It's what a blessing, bro.
Black Ivory, send that to CallsFromBeyond@gmail.com because now I'm interested too. But yeah, so we didn't quite hit the super chat goal. It's totally okay. So we're gonna move that to a members only live stream directly after this. So if you're not already a member, you can become a member. You do get some special perks like member only episodes that we were doing for a little while. We are gonna bring those back at some point. Yeah, so like if you're a member to Calls From Beyond, keep an eye out for this next live stream. It's gonna be a Q&A and I'm gonna play guitar. We're gonna hang out for a little bit. And dang, no, they don't want us to leave.
Whoa. People. I mean, we gotta do this. We gotta do this for the members.
We gotta show appreciation for the members. Yeah.
No, facts. And trust me, like
Katrina, you're a member, so you can hop into that stream.
It'll populate for you. Just stay on the Calls From Beyond channel. We're gonna end this live stream and then we're just gonna hop over there and we're gonna have a little jam sesh. And if you aren't a member, you could become a member. How?
If you're on the Mari said if you hit that goal we won't leave. That is true. If we hit that goal we won't leave, but I know we need 8 more. That's totally okay. If you can't, don't feel pressured to do so. You watching is more than enough.
Facts.
But if you want to become a member, you can do so with the join button. If you're watching the video on computer, you can scroll down just below the video. There's a join. And yeah. Q&A and dating. Crypted. What? Are we about to do a Calls From Beyond late night show?
I really think.
I think that's what this is about to become.
We've had 2 calls that are spiritually inclined with them. But I think this one is kind of just.
But I mean, like what we're about to go do.
Oh, what we're about to do?
Yeah, that might be like an after dark, even though it's dark here.
Yeah. I mean, we might get wild.
Kimberly, I totally get it. I totally understand, guys. I don't feel obligated to become a member. I get it.
Yeah.
Y'all making me feel bad a little bit.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I appreciate you guys,
we love you all.
member or not. This
Every
is just something
Tuesday,
that we are doing
here
for
for
the
you.
members because they've been supporting us for a while and we want to make sure we give enough value to them. But few things. If you're not already following Truly Bizarre and Black Cauldron on YouTube, go subscribe. Follow us on Twitch, on TikTok, Bumble, Tumblr, Twitter, Tinder. I don't know where we're at. George is the one doing all that. Check us out there. Go check out my personal YouTube channel. Maria has been linking it. Go check out Pin and Pull. Keep an eye out for Cash Cab.
Yep, Pin and Pull.
I almost said Fake Taxi. Hey, yo.
Jesus Christ. Austin.
Hey, yo.
Ain't none of that. But make sure you subscribe to Pin and Pull. That video will be out in like the
and we'll
middle
see
of
you
March.
guys next week. And please keep Noah and her family in your thoughts.
Facts. Do that. And see the members in a little bit.
See you guys in a little bit.